Tag.
What is up, you guys? This is All Day Any Day 1 on the PS4, and I'm going to be giving you a build breakdown video for Nightcrawler. So let's go ahead and look at his traits. So on the right side, for some reason it's on the right side, the Incredible Nightcrawler. His two main attributes are fighting and speed, and he also gains 3% crit hit chance. In the left box in guard, he gains a 3% dodge chance automatically. Deflect and dodge are his two main defensive stats. Deflect and dodge rating multiplier 20%. Deflect and dodge rating by its base is increased by 600. Melee combatant is you gain melee combatant, which gives you 8% damage reduction. So for my abilities, I'm using Bamf Bomb, Righteous Frenzy, Blink Strike, Flash and Grab, Brimstone Blitz, Run Through, and Swashbuckler Slash. So I'm just gonna call it Badass Mother, you know, just in case there's kids. I don't know if you guys are kids watching this, but if you're not, you know what I'm talking about. So with the Badass Mother, I put that on L2 circle because that's my dash, and then the Badass Motherfucking Bomb, I put that on circle. Righteous Frenzy, I put that on triangle. Blink Strike, I put that on square. Flash and Grab, I put that L2 square. My signature, Brimstone Blitz, I put that L2 triangle. Run Through, I put that on L2X. And then for my talents, I'm using Surprise Attack, Auswischen. I don't know how to, I'm pretty sure that's Russian or German. Infernal Brimstone, Tireless Teleporter, and Carried Momentum. So Surprise Attack gives you, it says Bamf Bomb and Run Through deal 100% more damage if used while stealth or invisible. Auswischen, when you use a teleport power, dodge chance and base damage is increased by 2% and stacks up 10 times, so you can go up to 20%. It's 4-second duration, and I'm pretty sure it stacks as, I mean, the duration resets itself every time you stack it, because that would be nearly impossible almost. Infernal Brimstone, Righteous Frenzy leaves behind Infernal Brimstone. Infernal Brimstone damage is gains 4,111 twice per second. Vulnerability 10% damage received. Duration is increased to 6 seconds, and max area is increased to 1, or increased by 1. So Tireless Teleporter, Brimstone Blitz gains the following effects: Spirit restored 35%, health gained 100%. Carried Momentum, teleport power damage is increased by 15%. Bamf Bomb and Blink Strike now also restores a charge of Righteous Frenzy. So for my synergies, I'm using Beast, Black Panther, Black Widow, Blade, Daredevil, Hawkeye, Nightcrawler, Psylocke, Squirrel Girl, and War Machine. And then, ooh, wait, no. Switch out Blade for Angela, because you need Angela because she's one of your main attributes because of speed. So yeah, it's gonna be Angela, Beast, Black Panther, Black Widow, Daredevil, Hawkeye, Nightcrawler, Psylocke, Squirrel Girl, and War Machine. And then for my infinity points, I just put all my points into fighting, and then 1 point into mind gem or mental focus. But now here's the thing with Nightcrawler: he uses a bunch of resource until you get to level. No, even before you get all your talents, even after you get all your talents. I mean, with this particular build, you're still going to be using resource a lot, so you're probably going to want to try to put points into Deep Thought. But yeah, I would definitely try to put points into Deep Thought, either Deep Thought or go ahead and put points into fighting if you know that you can get enough resource. So for my gear, I went with Relic of Gibberim because that gives me extra resource, that plus 200 resource. That's why I didn't personally put any points into my infinity for the whatever it's called, for the resources, because this basically filled in that gap for that extra resource gain. my artifacts are not what I want them to be at all, except for the cargo's rewrites. Cosmically enhanced Circlet of Sidorak and cosmically enhanced Superior Spider Mask. I just put those, I just slapped those on because they were, you know, they had cosmic and some type of defensive perk. But you don't have to have cosmic artifacts at all. You could, personally, you can just get a regular artifact. The regular Circlet of Sidorak would have just done it just as good because, I mean, I used it for defensive purposes, not for the durability. Obviously, I want to get a better artifact. The artifacts that I'm going for is the Gem of Curse, Book of Demonicus, shoot, there's like, I think Fist of Apocalypse, probably no, Crossbones Teaching Credentials, because I can also give you +4 fighting. Oh, Tanya's Love Letter, that's what it is. So Tanya's Love Letter, Book of Demonicus, and the Gem of Curse are the 3 artifacts that I want to go for. So Tanya's Love Letter you get from Soren, Gem of Curse you get from Odin's Palace, and the Book of Demonicus you get from Dimensions Collide. And then for my ring, I have crit damage, speed, and then I have a bunch of random cosmic gear that I got after my cosmic trials. My cosmic trials, I was super undergeared. I mean, I had a couple of, maybe all this was just all the cosmic stuff I had. The legendary item I went with is Savage Axe of Ares. You can either go with Savage Axe of Ares or what was the other one? I completely forgot. And it's not here. I think it's Gungnir for the force damage. Or no, for the hand-on-hand. Hand-to-hand. Whatever it was for the hand-to-hand. I'm pretty sure it's Gungnir. You can go for one or the other. You can also go for Hermes Wing Sandals. The reason why I went with Savage Axe of Ares is because it's the most versatile melee legendary item out of them all. Because that way you don't have to just have hand-to-hand. You have melee damage powers. You have crit hit to movement powers. You have brutal damage increase and brutal strike increase. And you can also leave your enemies wounded, bleeding. Where you have an 8% chance to make your enemies bleed. So it's all really nice. The medallion I went with is Juggernaut Medallion because I think this is the best one. I did get the Hood Medallion and looked at it. It doesn't really help you much. It does affect for teleporting characters, but it doesn't help you with damage, and the increase in dodge just doesn't do much for you. So I just went with Juggernaut Medallion because you're always moving, and your teleport abilities all count as movement abilities. So that's why I went with Juggernaut Medallion. My Catalyst, +3 fighting, regenerate 25% of your health up to 3,000 and 100 spirit when you use your medkit. Gain a damage shield equal to 50% of your max health when you use your medkit. And after being crowd controlled, gain 2,000 max health for 5 seconds. So that's basically it for his gear. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the abilities, what they look like, and how I use them. So just keep in mind that this is a completely different build than what I used in my Cosmic Trials. My Cosmic Trials video. My Cosmic Trials video, those abilities are all fine and everything. That build definitely helps. But this one is just so much better. You put out more damage, you have more survivability because you're constantly teleporting. So this is what I'm basically using. So X, it does what? 25% more crit damage, and it also has like 3% increase in attack speed as well. So this one's really good for whenever you have downtime. Square, Blink Strike, hits multiple enemies and you teleport around. And then you got Triangle. So whenever you use Triangle, it does like a nice AoE damage over time and burst damage. And then when you use Square or Circle, it regenerates, automatically gives you a charge back for it. So I'll use it again, and then I'm gonna use Circle. This is what Circle does. And then I'm gonna use L2 Square. So L2 Square, what it does is it pulls your enemies towards you, which is really awesome. It's not gonna do that to these test dummies, but it will do it to your enemies. You can basically separate your enemies from each other. You can even do this to bosses. You just can't do this to crowd-controlled enemies. So you'll be able to make enemies teleport to you, and it does nice burst damage as well. And then you have L2X, which is an execute ability, which also has, I believe, 100% crit hit. Yeah, 100%. Oh, 100% crit damage, not crit hit. I think run through. No, that was this one. Element of surprise is 100% crit, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, it still hits really hard regardless for 100% crit damage. And then you got L2 triangle, your signature, which is not too bad. And then you have your dashes, your teleports. You have 5 teleports, and your cooldown for your teleports are extremely fast too. So here's how I normally go about with my build, my I guess my rotations. I use triangle twice, about 2 times, 3 times, and then use circle, you know, just to recharge, and then L2X to pull my enemies, and then use my signature, and then go back to this rotation, and then I use my execute and whatnot. And then if my ability is on cooldown or whatever, or if I just kind of feel like I need if I want to attack them, because your X does a lot of damage, so if you want to do that, you can just do that after you do a bunch of teleports and whatnot. And yeah, so that's basically it for Nightcrawler. If this build helps you out at all, go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you have any artifact options or suggestions that you think would be really good for him, go ahead and put that down as well. If you have any questions, go ahead and let me know. Someone else might be able to answer. I might be able to answer. Who knows? I normally try to answer as many questions as possible on my comments. And yeah, so just like I said, keep in mind that this build is completely different from the Trials build. I just didn't feel like making another video, and I didn't want to show you like myself in the cosmic gear that I'm in, because I know some people would think that just because I'm in cosmic gear that it's impossible for them to beat it. It's not, because I did it with my other build, and that other build is just not as good, nowhere near as good as this one. So yeah, that's basically it. This is all day to day 1 on the PS4. Have a good day, good night, and peace.
Guten Tag.